Tonight we're talking about a sensitive and very personal topic, adoption. In this next half hour, you'll meet a young man who will share with us his journey of finding a forever home. We'll talk to a retired Pinellas County judge who, despite leaving the bench, is still dedicated to children in need. Plus, you'll see how something as simple as a gallery of photographs is finding those forever homes for many Bay Area kids. Our Issues Tampa Bay starts right now. The life of a foster child is not easy, but oftentimes their lives are greatly improved thanks to the care of an adoptive family. I'd like for you to meet two very special people, Connie and Taylor Going. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Connie, share with us your story. How did you come about to adopt Taylor?
Well, our story is very unique in the sense that I've known Taylor since he was 3.5, and he came into the system of foster care. He was adopted.
And you're a social worker.
I am a social worker. I've been in the child welfare system for well over 20 years. Wow. And Taylor's adoptive placement was not a success. He was adopted with his sisters, but he ended up coming back into care at about age 8.5 to 9. At that time, we began to look for another family for Taylor and worked really hard to find that family. What I didn't realize is when those families did not work out, that he was my child, and he was meant to be with us, and that is just a blessing.
How about that? And I know, Taylor, being in a foster home is not easy. If I may ask, did you ever lose hope of finding a forever family?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. I definitely lost hope because when you have so many people give you back in the system, it feels like you just lost everybody who ever loved you, and you just don't really want to try again because you don't want to be hurt by another person. So yeah, I definitely lost hope sometimes.
But you stayed strong. You're a great young man. Now that you have a forever family, a forever home, a wonderful mother, what did it feel like the day that you signed the papers and everything was official?
Well, to me it just felt like another family because at the time I had just been given up by another family. And when I flew back, then it just happened so fast, and I guess it just felt normal to me. But then when I was living with Connie for a while, it started to feel, like home and like I belonged there.
So it took a while to sink in and become a reality. You seem so happy. I can tell the two of you have a very special bond.
We do. I think we're not only parent, but we're friends. I know that Taylor has so much greatness inside of him and so much ability to do wonderful things, and to be able to have him come into our life and give to us. I never imagined adopting, never. And I was heading out of motherhood. My girls are a little bit older than Taylor, and I thought, okay, life's going to start picking up a little bit. And I made the decision to bring Taylor into our home, and it was never a look back. I never questioned it. And I knew that he was supposed to be, my son. And you just never know what life has in store.
You never know. And Connie, I might add, you are an amazing lady. You've placed over 1,000 children into homes. That's got to be a great feeling for you.
It is a wonderful feeling to see successes in the system and to advocate for change, to help families become whole, to help children realize their potential, and then to help them afterwards, post-adoptively, because it doesn't end just at adoption. It's a lifelong journey.
Okay. And you have a very special friend, someone who's been in the media just like the two of you have, Davion. How is Davion doing?
Davion's doing fine. He is with a family right now that they might adopt him, but I don't really know, and they haven't really told any of us, but he's doing really good. I mean, I hang out with them all the time. He's my best friend, really.
That's awesome. Awesome. And such a great story. He just stood up in church and said, here's what I would like, someone to love me. It's just that simple. And it just became an international story.
I think that it made the awareness of teens in foster care that we have in the United States 100,000 children, just like Taylor, just like Davion. Taylor and I are very open about talking about his story because it shows not only resiliency, but it gives hope. And part of their relationship, their friendship, came about because Taylor and Davion were in an actual placement together years back. And so when Taylor came into our home and saw a picture of Davion, because I was working on a project, he said, "That's my best friend." And the system was kind enough to allow us to spend time together. And by doing that, it helped Davion be around a family. And and Davion was at Taylor's finalization for our adoption. And their friendship was nurtured, and it gave him hope. And so when we all decided that the church would be a really great way to go, Taylor was instrumental in that. My daughter, we all sat around, we all surrounded Davion. And going to that church, Taylor was there, I think, the first time, correct? My daughter was there the second time. And they, we just supported him in what we can't give up. We cannot give up because we don't know. And when children sit in group homes, which is where Taylor was the majority of his time, and Davion was, and there are many other children, they're not that they're bad places to be, but they're not homes. So you don't learn how to be in a family. And Taylor, you would agree with me that it's hard to learn to be in a family when you've been in a group home.
Yeah.
The things that families do they make sense? When you're so structured and you don't have the ability to go and get a drink of water at night because it's very structured. There's staff on duty. It's a facility as opposed to a home to where you get up and get a glass of water. You could eat in the middle of the night.
Freedom.
Yeah, freedom. And I remember, Taylor, the one time in the car, what did you say? Do you remember this? You were in the car and we were driving, and Taylor put his arm out and he had his music up really loud, and he goes, "I just feel free."
Feel free. And happy.
Yes.
I can tell you're both so happy. Tell us real quick about your trip to New York with Davion.
It was awesome. I mean, there was a lot of media there, but I pretty much went so that Davion could have someone besides his cousin there. And he chose me to go. He could bring one friend along, and he thought of me, which,
Your best
it's
friends.
awesome. But he chose me to go with him, and the whole time I was up there, I was pretty much, standing right next to him, making sure that, no one made him uncomfortable and stuff like that. And, I was just, his sidekick or something like that. So
A best friend. That's what best friends do. Taylor, advice for any foster children who might be watching now? Any thoughts, any words?
Just don't give up, I guess, because, even if you're about to age out, you'll find a family soon.
Good.
It always happens. Well, most of the time.
Good for you. It's a pleasure meeting both of you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being an inspiration to others. And it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
You're special people. When we come back, we're going to hear from the volunteers who lead the way to ensure children like Taylor get the future they deserve. Stay with us.